Such misery. These two elderly people are living in heartbreaking conditions. When they're hungry, they have no choice but to eat rat meat and wild vegetables. In this place, there isn't the poorest, only those who are even poorer. Even people from Africa would shed tears upon seeing this. Yet this is the country that ranks among the happiest in the world. If you've never been to Nepal, it's hard to imagine how they manage to eat 3 meals a day. The old man before us, crouching in a corner, is in his 80s with vacant eyes and tattered clothes. He wears a patched-up cotton coat, pondering why his neighbor Old Wang has 3 wives, while he in front of the screen can only wish for one. His elderly wife sits on the ground beside him, grinding corn with all her might. Despite being over 70, with legs that are no longer nimble, she still works hard to prepare the day's meals. She has no choice. There's no pension to rely on, no savings that experts recommend. The local economy is so underdeveloped that they have no modern tools. This stone mill is their only way to eat. Quickly, she grinds the corn, carefully scooping the cornmeal into an iron basin, blowing off the excess chaff. She mixes the cornmeal with water, stirring continuously. The larger particles are discarded as their old teeth can no longer chew or digest them. The elderly woman, emaciated from years of malnutrition, then places a blackened iron pot on the fire, adding a little cumin to flavor the oil. The old man, not wanting his wife to go hungry, fetches a few dried corn cobs from the granary. With hands even blacker than those of an African, he strips the corn off the cobs, ensuring no grain is wasted. Food is too scarce in this remote, impoverished area. The cold, harsh environment makes it hard for organic crops to survive, so being able to eat corn is a stroke of luck. As the stone mill keeps turning, the cornmeal is finally ready. The old man carefully places it in the basin. Cornmeal can be made into porridge, the staple food in the mountains of Nepal, similar to Africa's ugali. It's a simple dish. Just add cornmeal to boiling water and stir constantly to prevent it from burning. Though it may seem hard to swallow, this couple has been eating it for over half a century, and they don't find it monotonous. The meal is not over. Please continue watching. Do you know the limits of poverty? Here, there's no poorest, only poorer. Even thieves think it's a waste of time to steal. In this place, completely cut off from modern civilization, many jokingly call it the happiest country in the world. If you've never been to Nepal, it's hard to imagine how they cook their meals. Today, the filming crew, led by the village head, crossed desolate fields and rocky deserts to find these two lonely and pitiful elders. This 80-year-old man, with his stubbly beard and once handsome features, was the most handsome youth in the village. Despite his age and weak legs, he still works hard to make ends meet. The couple, with their kind hearts, even sacrificed their 5-year-old rooster to welcome the filming crew. They would never eat it under normal circumstances, as it's their only source of income. The entire chicken is thrown directly into the fire, and the old man, with his blackened hands, struggles to cut the meat. The pieces are too large to chew, so he cuts them into smaller pieces to make them easier to eat. Without even washing the meat, it's thrown into the blackened iron pot as soon as the oil is hot. This pot has been with the old man through countless harsh winters. He stirs the meat continuously, adding a little cumin to season it. Despite its unappealing appearance, there are no modern additives or artificial flavors, just pure, natural cooking. Once the chicken is done, the elderly woman heats up the leftover soup from 5 days ago, stirring it to prevent it from sticking. Soon, all the food is ready. She scoops the cornmeal porridge from the blackened pot and adds a ladle of fragrant soup. This aged broth is the soul of the meal. The old woman reaches into the pot with her blackened hand, searching for the old man's favorite chicken tail. They sit cross-legged, sharing a meal in harmony. Despite their advanced age, they still find time to flirt and tease each other. They don't use chopsticks or spoons, believing that eating with chopsticks isn't sanitary or filling. Instead, they use their blackened right hand to grab the cornmeal porridge and shove it into their mouths. This custom is very similar to India. Different lands cultivate different habits. Though the food may seem unappetizing, it's free from modern additives or artificial flavors. They live far from the noisy cities, untouched by worldly concerns. Some say that low desires are a form of happiness. There's no anxiety about mortgages or car loans. Each day, they only think about how to fill their bellies. All they have is each other, a lifetime of companionship.